Hello, this is Neoy, and today I'm going to be talking about reinvention. Some people aren't who they want to be, they aren't who they've always wanted to be, and society pressures us to become people we're not. Society, media, the internet, oftentimes, on websites of popular fashion magazines, tell us to be a girly girl, a tomboy, a rebel. You have to be someone in the society. You can't be the chaotic mess. You can't be insane. But why? What's wrong with it? A lot of these standards and the status quo, it's pointless. There's no logic behind it. There's no reason. And our survival, it doesn't depend on not being eccentric. It doesn't depend on being a moral person. Perhaps it does in a small part. Because you may be considered an outcast if you don't do what everyone else does. But the problem is that everyone believes that you're supposed to be straight to the letter. You're supposed to be perfect. And you're supposed to always fit in, step into step. And you're supposed to follow what others before you've done. Yes, some people encourage change. They encourage, oh, be yourself. But truly, is being yourself really a good thing? Or is that a bad thing? And when you tell a child to be themselves, they go crazy. They become total weirdos. And that's true. The most supportive parents I've met raised children that became losers, to put it frankly. When you encourage a child to be themselves, they do things that actually interest them, not things that everyone else does, and things that seem to be normal for their age. My friend, who shall remain nameless, is enthusiastic, naive. She wants to be an author, and she's an outcast. No one talks to her, no one likes her. Why? Because her parents have always been overly supportive of her. Whatever she did, they supported her. In the long run, she might end up a perfectly functioning member of society. She might go on, be happy, get married, have a wonderful life. But who's to say? And the fact that she gets ostracized by her peers from what she is isn't a good thing at all. It's damaging, causes trauma. And human beings are susceptible to peer pressure, they're susceptible to criticism. Everyone pretends that they're strong, except for the people looking for pity. But deep down inside, are we really all that strong? Are we the strong people we're told to be by the media? By magazines, empowering ones? The hypocritical aspect of our society and our culture is that magazines are always telling girls to, oh hey, be yourself, do what you want to do. Except they're always putting standards onto beauty. Telling us to become prettier, wear more lipstick, stuff like that. I support makeup fully, but I absolutely disagree with the hypocrisy imposed upon us. Us being the generation we are right now, the young ones in this world. If that's as cheesy as it sounds, it is as cheesy as it sounds. Our generation is slowly becoming degenerated, and we become blind sheep following every little fad that comes along, even though there's messages surrounding us to be yourself. I once read a very interesting article about how children who are told to be themselves end up being the weird ones. If you have enough confidence to pull being the weird one off, you'll be respected. People will be hesitant of you, but yes, you will be respected. But the ones who are shy, awkward, typical teenagers, and they try to be themselves, even if there's no word for it, there's always some kind of stereotype. You might not have a word for it. There's just nerd. That's a word. But there's the raising hand in class type of nerds. There's the ones who do the crazy stunts and yet manage to do other stuff too. We're always told to put labels on people, and we're not told by people who are supposedly influencing us like adults, but within our own groups and social circles, we ostracize people. We see a lone kid walking in a hallway, loner. We see a person who's always raising their hand and always talking in a scientific voice, nerd. And then there's the emos, there's the scene kids, there's the band obsessed weirdos, there's the immature ones, the makeup obsessed, the preps, the jocks, the rugby players. Then there's the group of Asians in the corner. Then there's the African Americans. Even if we deny it, we still sort ourselves into racial groups. It's just a fact of life. Our society might be denying it because of all the damage that was caused by racial intolerance in the past, but it's still there. It might not be intolerance any longer, but it's still a dividing line among the races. Not always. One of my best friends, she might be white on the outside, but inside she's Asian. She dresses like an Asian. She talks like an Asian, and all her friends are Asian. Because I live in a neighborhood where there's a lot of Asians. In my school, 90% of the population is Asian. And my friend, she's with the Asians. And that's her group. She likes it that way. And even though she's not truly of Asian descent, people just consider her Asian. Putting labels onto people, it's satisfying. It gives you a place in this world. But the labels, they're hard to fit into. People who are part of every group, people who like to study, like to play sports, and they're more than just the well-rounded individual. They also have a rebellious side. They have everything. Everything that might be wrong and everything that might be right, they're put aside. There's no label for them. If they have the confidence to pull it off, they're special. They're popular. If they don't have the confidence, they're losers. And to me, that's the saddest part of the society. We suppress everything. Everything that's out of the ordinary. Right now, the norm and the status quo is that you have to be unique. But then there's the other side, which is the old, much more refined version, for lack of a better word, and with plenty of sarcasm, that's always telling you to fit in. Go do drugs, kids. Go do things like that. That's the older side. And quite honestly, I hate society, and yet the ideals, I love them. So now, I've reinvented myself. I was what people would call a crazy, psychotic person with a nerd side. I'm a know-it-all. I like random facts, trivia, and I want to rebel against the person I'm supposed to be. I want to go beyond what everyone's telling me to be. Maybe not with words, but with body language, with hints. And I'm just going to be my own person. I'm quite sick of it. So from now on, I'm going to document my experiences of going to the dark side. So stay tuned, give me plenty of video responses, and tell me about yourself. What kind of person are you?